Scroll your feed for 5 minutes and you'll see the same movie on repeat. One person is on camera, tears in their eyes, saying, "People are trash. I'm done with dating." The next swipe is someone complaining they can't find a good partner, while their bio reads like a shopping list of impossible requirements. Another video pops up. Someone talking about feeling unsafe, filmed at 2 in the morning outside a nightclub, broadcasting their exact location to thousands of strangers. If this all feels off to you, that's because it is. We're living in a time where attention is currency, victimhood is a brand, and bad decisions are being marketed as empowerment. Where people will use someone financially, walk away when it's convenient, and then cry on camera about being betrayed when the benefits stop. They'll ignore every red flag, dismiss every warning, run straight into chaos. And when it explodes, suddenly the whole world is the villain, and they're the hero of the story. And the wildest part, millions of people are liking, sharing, and applauding this behavior like it's normal. This isn't just confusion. It's a kind of mass delusion about relationships, responsibility, and reality itself. So in this video, I'm going to break down what's really going on, why so many people feel like dating is broken, why good men and women are quietly checking out, and why the problem isn't all men or all women. It's a mindset. If you've ever looked at modern dating and thought, "Am I the crazy one or has everyone else lost their mind?" You're not crazy. You're just finally seeing the game. Stay with me till the end, because once you understand this delusion, you'll never look at relationships or social media the same way again. Let's start with the first pillar of this entire problem. Entitlement mixed with victimhood. It's everywhere, and it's getting bold. You'll see someone move into an apartment a partner is paying for after only a few months of dating. Then they break up, move on, and suddenly they're online crying about being abandoned because he won't keep paying their rent. The comments below? "Queen, you deserve better. He never valued you." No mention of choices, no mention of responsibility, just instant victimhood. This is the new pattern. Use someone, leave when it's convenient, cry online, collect sympathy, and avoid accountability. People describe situations where they made every bad choice possible, ignored every red flag, dismissed all advice, and then when it blows up, it's somehow everyone else's fault. They wasted my time. No, the refusal to accept reality wasted the time. Bad choice, bad outcome, someone else to blame. That's the loop. Then comes the attention paradox. The same person who posts thirst traps daily complains about creepy messages. They wear revealing outfits to the gym, set up the camera, pose for the algorithm, and then make a video about being sexualized while just trying to work out. They monetize attention on social media while simultaneously condemning the people who provide it. You can't sell attention and then resent people for paying it. I watched this play out in real life. A woman in extremely revealing workout clothes positions herself in the busiest part of a coffee shop. She starts doing stretches that clearly belong in a yoga studio, not in the middle of a crowded cafe. A guy glances over, literally just glances, and she loudly says, "Why can't I just exist without being stared at?" She wanted the attention, but also wanted to be offended by it. That's not genuine discomfort. That's performative victimhood. And then there's the hypocrisy around safety and exposure. Someone genuinely concerned about safety doesn't walk alone at 3 a.m. live streaming to thousands of strangers and dropping their location in real time. Someone who truly feels unsafe doesn't constantly create unsafe situations just to film them. The "I feel unsafe" narrative often comes from people actively putting themselves in risky situations for content, validation, or both. Now add in another layer, extreme behavior being marketed as empowerment while demanding traditional treatment on the side. You'll see someone brag openly about sleeping with a huge number of people, call it confidence, call it liberation, and sell it as empowerment. But when the dating pool reacts the way it always has, when people stop viewing them as long-term material, they're shocked. They want to be celebrated for behavior that signals they're not interested in commitment, and then get upset when no one wants to commit. You can't broadcast that you're not interested in relationship behavior and then demand to be treated as ideal relationship material. You can't have it both ways. At the same time, many want the benefits of a traditional partner without offering any traditional effort. They want someone who provides, protects, commits, leads, is emotionally strong, financially stable, confident, gentle but assertive, loyal but exciting. It's a fantasy list. Meanwhile, they reject every traditional contribution themselves. Can't cook, won't build a home, doesn't want responsibility, doesn't want to bring peace. Just, I exist, that should be enough. This is the new dating equation: zero effort, maximum expectation. The standards have become delusional. Someone says he must be over 6 feet tall, make 6 figures, have a perfect body, be emotionally present but not needy, dominant but gentle, traditional but feminist, loyal but entertaining. These aren't standards. They're the personality traits of a fictional character. And the person demanding all of this often isn't living anywhere close to the level they're asking for. They want a man earning far more than they do, while they're barely holding their own life together. They want emotional maturity while refusing to heal. They want loyalty while keeping a backup roster for just in case. That's not dating. That's shopping for a fantasy partner. And while this is happening, normal men get mocked. A plumber making great money is called unambitious. A delivery driver is looked down on. A man with a stable, honest job is labeled boring. The same people who shame these men often prefer men who are unstable, unavailable, and emotionally chaotic, but exciting. They don't actually want good partners. They want entertainment disguised as love. Healthy relationships feel boring to someone whose nervous system is addicted to instability. Peace feels unfamiliar. Calm feels suspicious. Consistency feels empty. So they confuse drama with passion, jealousy with love, and chaos with chemistry. They'll stay with the person who keeps them anxious and push away the person who brings them peace. Not because they truly want pain, but because pain feels familiar and familiarity feels safe. Then come the petty rejection standards. A man gets rejected because he wore the wrong shoes, or his job is not impressive enough, or he's a few inches shorter than her ideal. Meanwhile, she might be dealing with serious instability, unresolved trauma, financial mess, emotional volatility, and a trail of broken relationships behind her. But she still thinks she's in a position to demand perfection. Standards only ever apply upward, never inward. The hypocrisy can get hilarious if it wasn't so damaging. You'll see someone say, "I could never date a man who dances on social media, it's cringe." Then you click on their profile and it's full of attention-seeking content, thirst traps, and emotional performances. They judge behavior in others that they themselves exceed daily. It's not just hypocrisy, it's a total absence of self-awareness. Social media has poured gasoline on all of this. Validation has never been so easy to get, or so deceptive. 1,000 likes and dozens of DMs create the illusion of high demand, but attention does not equal attraction, attraction does not equal commitment, and commitment does not equal compatibility. Most of the attention people brag about comes from strangers who shoot their shot at everyone. It's not proof of value, it's just noise. That noise inflates the ego to the point where real-world feedback starts to feel like persecution. A reasonable standard suddenly feels like an attack. A normal preference feels like discrimination. When people get used to endless validation, reality feels offensive. Projection also plays a huge role. People assume others think and act the way they do. Someone who lies easily assumes everyone else is lying. Someone who cheats assumes everyone cheats. Someone who uses others assumes everyone is using each other. So even honest partners get accused of dishonesty. Loyal people get suspected of cheating. Stable people get labeled as manipulative, not because they actually are, but because the accuser can't imagine anyone operating at a healthier level than themselves. Their own dysfunction becomes the lens through which they see the world. Add to this the mob mentality of the internet. We now have a digital court where accusations equal guilt. Denial equals guilt. Silence equals guilt. One screenshot, one cropped video, one emotional rant can erase years of reputation, work, and character. People don't look for truth. They look for a side to join. They don't ask, what really happened? They ask, who are we attacking today? Breakups are turned into abuse documentaries. Normal disagreements are reframed as trauma. Every ex becomes a narcissist. Every conflict becomes emotional violence. Therapy language is used not to heal, but to dominate the narrative and avoid self-reflection. Terms like gaslighting, love bombing, trauma bonding, and narcissistic abuse get thrown around so loosely that they lose meaning. Disagreeing with someone becomes invalidating their experience. Setting boundaries becomes controlling. Wanting reciprocity becomes manipulation. Psychology, instead of being a tool for healing, becomes a weapon to shut down accountability. At the same time, healing turns into an aesthetic instead of a process. People say they're in their healing era, protecting their energy, choosing themselves, cutting off toxicity. But when you look past the captions and aesthetics, nothing has changed. The same decisions, the same patterns, the same reactions. They use healing language to decorate their pain, not to work through it. They're not healing, they're rehearsing. They repeat the story of what hurt them over and over again, turning it into an identity instead of a lesson. Spirituality gets dragged into the mess too. Concepts like shadow work, inner child, divine feminine, divine masculine get thrown around, but often as a way to avoid responsibility, not deepen it. Burning sage doesn't fix a lack of accountability. Crystals don't replace character. Moon rituals don't substitute emotional maturity. Spiritual-sounding words are used as a costume over the same dysfunctional patterns. Then there's the divine feminine and divine masculine delusion. Some people think being difficult, chaotic, and impossible to please is their feminine energy. They think creating drama is goddess behavior. They call emotional volatility intuition. On the other side, some men hide insecurity behind alpha language, pretending that coldness, ego, and emotional unavailability are signs of strength. Real feminine energy is nurturing, steady, warm, and emotionally balanced. Real masculine energy is disciplined, responsible, calm, and protective. But the internet has turned these into personalities instead of principles. While all this is happening, financial delusion is spreading too. There's a growing belief that simply existing should be enough to receive money from others. People openly demand money from strangers online, calling it empowerment, calling it knowing their worth. But your worth is not measured by how much lonely strangers will pay for a moment of your attention. That's not power, it's exploitation, and it harms both sides. Fake kindness tests appear as well. Someone pretends to reach for the check on a date, not because they plan to contribute, but to test whether the other person will insist on paying. If he accepts the help, he fails the test. If he doesn't accept it, he was expected to pay anyway. These aren't tests of character. They're no-win scenarios designed to confirm a negative belief. It's not about learning who someone is. It's about setting them up to fail so you don't have to look at your own patterns. Then there's the expectation that strangers should instantly take on parental roles. You'll hear things like, "If you can't handle me and my kids, you're not a real man." But why should someone who just met you instantly become a father figure to children they didn't create, in a family they didn't build? Responsibility is something earned over time through trust and commitment, not something assigned by default. Financial entitlement expands further. Some people say men should randomly send women money just to practice generosity, even when there's no relationship at all. Practice for what? For the possibility of being seen as an ATM? Generosity without connection isn't romantic. It's training someone to be used. All of this leads to a relationship model where one side is expected to give everything and the other gives almost nothing. One partner is expected to pay, protect, plan, commit, support, fix problems, stay loyal, be emotionally strong, and carry the load. The other feels they don't have to show affection, effort, calm, nurturing energy, or real partnership until some imaginary milestone. They treat the relationship like a job interview where they sit on the panel and the other person is constantly auditioning. When that person finally walks away, they act shocked. "I can't believe they left." But why would anyone stay in a one-way relationship? Underneath all of this is a collapse in emotional maturity. Peace now feels boring. Stability feels dull. Calm feels suspicious. Healthy communication feels confrontational. Responsibility feels oppressive. Many people have built their identity so deeply on being a victim that they don't know who they'd be without that story. If they healed, they'd lose the sympathy, the excuse, and the narrative power. So they stay stuck. The dating apps don't help. The brutal truth is that data shows many people rate the vast majority of others as below average, which mathematically makes no sense. But when you compare every real person to a curated feed of highlight reels, everyone starts to look not good enough. People swipe past realistic options, chasing fantasy matches, then complain there are no good partners left. Dating isn't broken, expectations are. Astrology becomes another escape route. Instead of saying we weren't compatible, it becomes he was a Scorpio, she was a Leo, Mercury was in retrograde. It's easier to blame the stars than to examine your communication patterns, your wounds, your fears, and your expectations. But no planet ruined your relationship. Behavior did. Through all of this, one group is quietly changing course. Men who still want peace, purpose, and partnership. Many of them aren't angry. They're tired. Tired of being treated like projects. Tired of being treated like wallets. Tired of being treated like emotional punching bags. Tired of being shamed for wanting simple things. Loyalty, respect, quiet, stability. They've done the emotional math and realized that in many cases, the risk of modern dating no longer matches the reward. One accusation, one emotional outburst, one misrepresentation can destroy a reputation they spent years building. So they opt out. They focus on work, health, hobbies, travel, purpose, and brotherhood. They choose a peaceful life alone over a chaotic life with the wrong partner. The assumption for years was, no matter how things are, men will still chase. That assumption is dying. Men now know they have options too, including the option not to participate. And once a man truly experiences a peaceful life, with no screaming, no constant conflict, no emotional manipulation, it's very hard to convince him to go back into the fire. Social media attention, once endless, eventually starts drying up. The likes slow down, the comments fade, new younger faces take the spotlight. Algorithms move on. Biology does what biology always does. Reality begins to correct fantasies. Youth fades. Reputation solidifies. The internet doesn't forget. Choices harden into consequences. The dating market doesn't care how loudly someone demands acceptance. It responds to effort, value, and reciprocity. It rewards discipline, loyalty, emotional balance, kindness, cooperation, stability, and self-awareness. It doesn't reward entitlement, hostility, chaos, or arrogance for very long. We are heading toward a collision between fantasy and reality. People who spent years believing that the world would bend around their preferences will be forced to confront the truth. You don't get what you want, you get what you are. The people who quietly worked on themselves, emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, will build strong, meaningful relationships. Those who stayed in delusion, blaming everyone else, will watch those connections from the outside and wonder what happened. After everything we've walked through, one truth becomes impossible to ignore. Modern dating isn't collapsing, it's correcting. We're living in a time where attention has replaced affection, validation has replaced value, and victimhood has replaced accountability. Where people want loyalty without being loyal, respect without being respectful, commitment without committing, and peace without choosing mature behavior. The real crisis today isn't all men or all women. It isn't the apps. It isn't the economy. The real crisis is the refusal to look inward. Because the moment you stop blaming society, stop blaming the market, stop blaming your ex, stop blaming your gender, and finally look in the mirror, that's the moment everything changes. Your habits shape your happiness. Your standards shape your options. Your effort shapes your relationships. Your discipline shapes your future. Your choices shape your reality. Not likes, not vibes, not zodiac signs, not hashtags, not comment sections. You. The dating world is shifting, not to punish anyone, but to reveal who actually grew and who only pretended. Some people won't realize the cost of their behavior until the bill arrives. But the people who embrace reality, who choose growth, maturity, accountability, and honesty, are the ones who will win. Because when the delusion collapses, and it will, only real value will remain. Only real love will survive. Only real people will be chosen. If you've watched till this point, it already says something about you. You're not here for drama. You're not here for excuses. You're not here just to blame the world. You're here because something inside you knows that the modern dating scene feels off, and you're looking for truth, not just comfort. So here's your reminder. You can't control how others behave, but you can control what you accept. Protect your peace. Protect your standards. Protect your future. Stop giving your energy to people who drain it. Stop giving your loyalty to people who haven't earned it. Stop giving chances to people who don't change. And if you're a man listening to this, understand something clearly. Your value is real. Your effort matters. Your growth matters. Your boundaries matter. You don't have to tolerate chaos just because the world normalized it. You are allowed to want peace. You are allowed to walk away from disrespect. You are allowed to protect your sanity. Choose peace over performance. Choose maturity over madness. Choose reality over delusion. Because the people who stay real in a world full of pretending will always rise above the noise. And the people who choose delusion will always be confused when reality catches them. Take a moment, reflect, breathe, ask yourself one question. Am I building the kind of life the best version of me would be proud of? If the answer is no, change it. If the answer is yes, protect it. And if this message hit you deeply, you already know what to do next. Stay awake, stay aware, stay grounded, stay real. Because in a world full of illusions, reality is your superpower.